Joaquin Buckley versus Colby Covington in the main event. And it was funny because when Ian Gary was rumored to be fighting Colby on this card, and Colby was like, "I'm not ready for that card." And then as soon as they announced Ian Gary's off this card to fight Shavkat, Colby's like, "Actually, I am ready now. Now that it's not Ian Gary, I'll fight Buckley," which is hilarious. But honestly, a tough matchup for Colby Covington. Maybe he thought it was more favorable, just because we've seen Buckley get kind of controlled on the ground in the past, um, or maybe he just got ready. Who knows? Uh, there's some Colby truthers out there that will find something to argue for him, no matter what, including in this one. Everyone's saying, "Oh, but they stopped the fight. He didn't get finished. Maybe he could have pulled it out. It was just getting started." But yeah, it was a great card. Colby is, I think, how old is he now? 36 years old. He's been out forever, broken jaws, picking and choosing matchups, getting title shots off of waiting, holding on to that ranking. So this was finally him fighting a guy who's kind of like in his prime, I would say, in Buckley, who's maybe entering his prime right now. So this was a big like test. Like, okay, is Colby washed, right? Because he got pretty much shut out for the most part, other than like the last couple minutes of the fight against Leon Edwards. And everyone's like, "Oh, because he broke his foot." Maybe. So it's like, is he gonna come back? Because if it's Colby of old, he should smoke Joaquin Buckley, right? He should, well, not smoke him. He doesn't really smoke anybody, but he should wear him down against the fence and control him and all that stuff. If he's still that guy, and he's clearly not. He came out, he was lethargic. He wasn't like putting it on him. HB Cover says, "Goodbye, bitch. See you never, Colby." Thank you. Yes, this was as a Colby hater, a resident Colby hater. Ramiro's not here to defend his boy Colby, but because he's not here, I can shit all over him because I don't like Colby as a fighter or as a person. So there's nothing redeeming for me. Um, but he's got an interesting style. Um, it's a lot of those pitter patter shots to back you up against the fence and just outwork you, out gas you out. He can keep coming. As soon as you try to exchange with him, he's going to shoot on you and take you down and control you. And Buckley is a very different fighter. He runs straight at people in a straight line, and he swings massive punches at them, and he cracks. He hits hard, but it's cost him in the past. And going into this, it's like, okay, if this is Colby of old, um, you know, it is a kind of a tough matchup for Buckley because as soon as Buckley swings wild like he normally does, Colby's just going to drop on a takedown if he's Colby of old and get him down and control him, gas him out. Those big muscles, you gas quicker. Um, and a lot of guys, they get stuck up against the fence against Colby, and you're like, okay, why are they frozen? He's not even hitting them hard. Why are they frozen? And it's the same thing as like if you're fighting someone like Wonder Boy. There's a lot of fighters who you see a Wonder Boy fight and they get frozen and then they don't know when to enter because to enter onto Wonder Boy, you're opening yourself up. Anytime you attack somebody, you're opening yourself up to land that attack. And Wonder Boy is so good at clipping you as you're coming in or when you open. So you're scared to engage. And Colby's like the exact opposite. You're scared to engage against Colby because while he's throwing like a couple shots at you, pitter patter shots, you're like, I could exchange, but if I do, he's going to shoot on me. So you get frozen up against the fence. And I could have seen that maybe happening to Buckley if this was maybe 5 years ago, a Colby from 5 years ago. Maybe we see that fight. But in this one, Colby just stuck in the mud. He's throwing these shots, weird kind of punches that are labored, and then he's not exiting. So he's just standing there to get hit with a counter after he throws his like couple jabs. He dropped on the hips pretty good a couple times, but Buckley did a great job of just out muscling him, is what it seemed like. And there's a cut here in this photo. There was a moment where there was a failed takedown. I've seen bigger paper cuts than that. They robbed my boy. Well, we'll see the cut up close in a second, but um, Colby shoots on a takedown. Buckley just strongmans him, basically feeds his hips into him and just basically just pushes him down. Colby ends up on his knees, and as he's getting up, Buckley hits him with like an uppercut, and it just kind of grazes him. It doesn't even, there's no impact. It just kind of grazes him. He gets up and he's rubbing his eye for the rest of the fight. And you're like, well, that's not good. Um, He eventually did get a takedown, but most of the time it was just him entering and not exiting, and Buckley just swinging, hitting him to the body really hard, banging him to the body, good knees to the body, hooks to the body, all this stuff. Um, and Colby just looked he just looked over the hill at this point, and I think most MMA fans probably knew this already going into this fight, especially after the Leon fight, but there's still those, like, those few who were like, "He broke his foot, what do you want from him? He took him down in the 5th round against Leon," and all this stuff. I think this is pretty evident that he's pretty much done at the top of the division. The funniest thing is these next few pictures, they stop the fight, in the 3rd, and the doctor comes in. She's like, "No, we're not gonna let this continue." And the way she looks at Dan Miragliotta in this next picture right here, she's like, "Come on, I'm not gonna let this continue." So then Dan waves it off. Um, and then, like HLB Comer said, he didn't even complain about the stoppage because, like, he was getting lit up. And while he did get a takedown at one point, he didn't really do anything with it. Buckley did a great job of just, getting his hands on the mat, scooting his butt to the fence, cage walking up or wall walking. And then, it was just kind of like it looked like maybe one last hoorah maybe for Colby in this one. And he's like, let's see what I got in the tank. I brought Hulk Hogan and Chael to be in my corner. And he just didn't really have anything for Buckley. This is kind of, if you look back at Colby's, and there's the cut. It is a bad one. They're always going to stop that fight. I've seen bigger paper cuts than that. They were before. Yeah. I mean, you can say that. Ramiro can say that, but it was Colby the one that was rubbing his eye the entire fight. It was clearly affecting him. Clearly too much of a cut for Colby. Like HLB Comer said, he wasn't really complaining about the stoppage. But yeah, I think Colby was still ranked like number 6 or something going into this fight. Yeah, he was 6. Buckley is 9. So yeah, Buckley kind of inserts himself right in there. Yeah, HB Comer says Irene Aldana would like to have a word. She was tore up on Noche UFC. But yeah, some people are tough enough. Some people aren't. No, it's the doctor that made the call. I'll shit on Colby, but that's not him. That's not on him. But yeah, this was cathartic to watch because I've been a longtime Colby hater, and as someone who's, I think Colby is one of those fighters that he had an effective style that we only really saw it get put to the test in title fights. And while he rose to the occasion, especially against Kamaru, and those fights were very fun, especially the first one, he's just not. His resume is not good. And there's a lot of like mental gymnastics to make it seem like it's good, but it's just not. You go back and it's like, okay, Jorge Masvidal, the ghost of Jorge Masvidal, Tyron Woodley. When he beat Tyron, it was like Tyron was already the frozen one. Robbie Lawler was way past his title run, going up in weight. Dos Anjos, same thing, past his title run, up in weight. Damian Maia was already old. Like all of his good wins are not actually that great. I don't even know what I would consider his best win, to be honest. I honestly don't know what his best win is. Maybe the RDA fight, but even then, yeah. So I'm glad we're done with Colby Covington. Maybe he'll try to like talk his way into a fight, but even like the trash talking like shtick doesn't really work when you're getting beat up by guys at the bottom of the top 10. And this was just not close. But Buckley looks very good. Buckley's improved. He could have gotten frozen in this one, and he didn't. So I'm excited to see what's next for Buckley. I think he called out Kamaru Usman, which actually I like that fight. I doubt Usman takes it, but I think there's rumors about Usman versus Jack Della. So maybe Sean Brady versus Buckley or something. That would be fun. Ish, I guess. That's like the worst fight of the people above Colby, but I guess that's what they do. But yeah, that's kind of it. It was basically just Joaquin Buckley beating up an old man who's done with the sport. The fight time has caught up to him.
Hey everybody, Ramiro and Will here. Thank you so much for watching that short clip. It's just a small clip of what we covered this last Sunday.
Yeah, if you want to check out the full fight card recap. The link is in the description, and it's going to be on screen at the end here. Don't forget to go back and watch our fighter interviews that we have. And don't forget to tune in live every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and you can join in on the fun.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It goes a long way. All right, everybody, thanks for watching that short clip from Story of the Fight.